Welcome. Today, we're diving into the essential topic of language access. In our increasingly diverse world, language access ensures that everyone, regardless of the language they speak, can understand and participate in important conversations, especially when it comes to public services, healthcare, education, and legal matters. But what exactly does language access mean? Why is it so important for individuals and organizations alike? In this video, we'll break down the concept, explain why it matters, and guide you step by step on how to request language assistance when you need it. Let's get started by understanding the basics. Language access refers to the right and ability of individuals to receive information and services in a language they understand. This can include translation of written materials, interpretation during conversations, or access to multilingual staff. The goal is to remove language barriers so that everyone can fully participate in society. Whether you're at a hospital, a government office, or a school, language access ensures that you're not left out simply because you speak a different language. Now, let's explore why this is so crucial in our communities. Imagine needing medical care but not being able to explain your symptoms or understand your doctor's instructions. Or picture trying to navigate legal paperwork in a language you don't speak. Language access is vital because it protects people's rights, ensures safety, and promotes equal opportunity. Without it, individuals may miss out on crucial information or services, leading to misunderstandings or even harm. That's why many organizations and government agencies are required by law to provide language assistance. Next, let's look at who benefits from language access. Language access is especially important for people who are limited English proficient, often called LEP individuals. These are people who do not speak English as their primary language and have a limited ability to read, speak, write, or understand English. LEP individuals can be immigrants, refugees, or anyone who grew up speaking a different language at home. But language access can also help people who use sign language or have other communication needs. Let's see where language access is most commonly needed. Language access is crucial in many settings. You'll find it in hospitals and clinics, where clear communication can be a matter of life and death. It's also essential in schools, so parents and students can understand educational materials and participate in meetings. Government offices, courts, police stations, and social services all need to provide language access to serve their communities effectively. Even businesses and customer service centers are recognizing the importance of offering information in multiple languages. Now, let's talk about the different types of language assistance available. Language assistance comes in several forms. The most common are interpretation and translation. Interpretation is when someone helps you understand spoken language, either in person, over the phone, or through video. Translation, on the other hand, is converting written documents from one language to another. Some organizations also have bilingual staff or use technology like translation apps. Each method has its strengths, and the right choice depends on the situation. Next, let's break down interpretation and translation a bit more. Interpretation is the process of converting spoken words from one language to another in real time. This can happen face-to-face, over the phone, or via video call. Interpreters help people communicate during meetings, medical appointments, court hearings, and more. They don't just translate words, they also convey tone, intent, and cultural nuances. Good interpreters are trained professionals who follow strict confidentiality rules. Now, let's see how translation differs from interpretation. Translation is all about written language. A translator takes documents, forms, or written instructions and converts them into another language. This is especially important for things like medical forms, legal documents, school notices, and government information. Like interpreters, translators are skilled professionals who ensure that the meaning, tone, and details are preserved. Accurate translation helps people understand their rights, responsibilities, and options. Next, let's look at your rights to language access. In many countries, laws require organizations to provide language access. For example, in the United States, Title VI of the Civil Rights Act prohibits discrimination based on national origin, which includes language. This means that federally funded programs must offer language assistance to LEP individuals. Similar laws exist in other countries too. These rules are designed to ensure that everyone can access essential services, regardless of the language they speak. Let's see how these rights play out in real life. Healthcare is one of the most critical areas for language access. Hospitals and clinics must provide interpreters or translated materials to patients who need them. This helps patients understand their diagnosis, treatment options, and medication instructions. It also allows doctors to get accurate information about symptoms and medical history. Without language access, mistakes can happen, and patient safety is at risk. Next, let's look at language access in education. Schools are required to communicate with parents and students in languages they understand. This includes translating report cards, notices, and other important documents. Interpreters may also be available for parent-teacher conferences or special education meetings. Language access in education ensures that all families can participate in their children's learning and make informed decisions. Now, let's see how language access works in government services. Government offices, such as social services, courts, and police departments, often serve people from many language backgrounds. They are required to provide interpreters or translated materials so everyone can access services, understand their rights, and fulfill their responsibilities. This is essential for public trust and effective governance. Next, let's talk about how to recognize when you need language assistance. How do you know if you need language assistance? If you find it hard to understand forms, instructions, or conversations in English or any other official language, you might benefit from language access services. It's important to recognize when you're missing key information or struggling to communicate. Don't hesitate to ask for help. It's your right. Next, let's discuss how to request language assistance in different settings. Requesting language assistance is usually straightforward. In most public offices, hospitals, or schools, you can simply ask a staff member for help in your preferred language. You might say, "I need an interpreter," or "Can I get this document in my language?" Many organizations have signs or forms that let you indicate your language needs. Don't be afraid to speak up. These services exist to help you. Let's look at some specific examples. If you're at a hospital or clinic and need language assistance, let the receptionist or nurse know as soon as you arrive. Most healthcare facilities have interpreters on staff or can connect you with one by phone or video. You can also ask for translated written materials like consent forms or medication instructions. Remember, your health and safety depend on clear communication, so don't hesitate to request help. In schools, you can request language assistance by contacting the main office or your child's teacher. Schools often have bilingual staff or access to interpreters for meetings and events. If you receive documents you can't read, ask for a translated version. Schools want to support all families, so don't hesitate to reach out for help. Next, let's see how to request language access in government offices. When visiting a government office, look for signs that indicate language assistance is available. You can ask the receptionist or staff member for an interpreter or translated materials. Some offices have language identification cards you can point to. Don't worry about asking, these services are there for you. Now, let's talk about what to do if language assistance isn't offered. If you're not offered language assistance when you need it, don't give up. Politely ask again and explain that you have the right to understand and be understood. If the organization refuses, you can file a complaint with a supervisor or a government agency that oversees language access. Many countries have hotlines or websites where you can report problems. Your feedback helps improve services for everyone. Here are some tips to make requesting language access easier. Know the name of your language in English and in your native language. Carry a card or note that says, "I need an interpreter in your language." Be patient, as it may take a few minutes to arrange assistance. If possible, bring important documents with you to help staff understand your needs. Let's look at how organizations can improve language access. Organizations can support language access by hiring bilingual staff, providing interpreter services, and translating important documents. They should also train employees to recognize when someone needs help and how to respond. Technology, like translation apps and phone interpretation services, can also play a big role. The goal is to make sure everyone can access information and services, no matter what language they speak. Technology is making language access easier than ever. Many organizations use phone or video interpretation services, which connect you to a professional interpreter in seconds. Translation apps and software can help with written materials, though human translators are still best for important documents. As technology improves, language barriers are becoming less of an obstacle. Next, let's talk about the challenges of providing language access. Providing language access isn't always easy. There may be a shortage of qualified interpreters or translators, especially for less common languages. Some organizations may not have enough resources, or may not realize how important language access is. Technology can help, but it's not perfect. Machine translations can make mistakes. Overcoming these challenges requires commitment and ongoing effort from both organizations and communities. Communities play a big role in promoting language access. Community organizations can advocate for better services, help people understand their rights, and connect them with resources. They can also provide feedback to organizations about what's working and what needs improvement. When communities and organizations work together, language access becomes stronger and more effective for everyone. Language access goes hand in hand with cultural competence. It's not just about translating words, it's about understanding cultural differences and respecting people's backgrounds. Culturally competent organizations train staff to be sensitive to different customs, beliefs, and communication styles. This helps build trust and ensures that language services are truly effective. Next, let's look at some real-life examples of language access in action. Consider a hospital that serves a large immigrant community. By hiring bilingual staff and providing 24/7 interpreter services, the hospital saw a decrease in medical errors and an increase in patient satisfaction. Patients felt more comfortable asking questions and following treatment plans. This case shows how investing in language access leads to better outcomes for everyone. A school district with many non-English speaking families started translating all important documents and offering interpreters for meetings. As a result, more parents attended school events, and students performed better academically. Families felt more connected to the school, and teachers could communicate more effectively. This example highlights the power of language access in education. A city government introduced a language access plan, translating key documents and providing interpreters at public meetings. Residents who previously struggled to access services could now participate fully in community life. The city received positive feedback and saw greater engagement from all residents. This demonstrates how language access strengthens democracy and inclusion. Some people think language access is too expensive or only benefits a small group. In reality, it helps entire communities by improving safety, health, and participation. Others believe that people should just learn the official language. While learning a new language is valuable, it takes time, and people need access to services right away. Let's clear up these misconceptions and focus on the facts. Not providing language access can be much more expensive in the long run. Misunderstandings can lead to medical errors, legal problems, or lost business. Organizations may face lawsuits or lose public trust. Investing in language access saves money by preventing mistakes and building stronger relationships with the community. Some people worry about privacy when using interpreters or translators. Professional interpreters and translators are trained to keep all information confidential. Organizations should have policies in place to protect your privacy and ensure that sensitive information is handled carefully. If you have concerns, don't hesitate to ask about privacy protections. High-quality language access means using trained professionals, not just anyone who speaks another language. Interpreters and translators should be certified or have specialized training. Organizations should regularly review their language services to make sure they meet community needs. Quality standards help ensure that everyone gets accurate, respectful, and effective assistance. If you use language access services, your feedback is valuable. Let organizations know what worked well and what could be improved. Many have surveys or suggestion boxes. Your input helps make services better for everyone. If you have a complaint, ask to speak with a supervisor or contact the organization's language access coordinator. Language access also includes people with disabilities. For example, sign language interpreters help those who are deaf or hard of hearing. Written materials should be available in accessible formats like Braille or large print. Organizations should be prepared to meet a variety of communication needs to ensure true accessibility for all. During emergencies, clear communication can save lives. Emergency services should provide information in multiple languages and have interpreters available. This ensures that everyone knows what to do and where to go. If you need help during an emergency, ask for language assistance right away. Being prepared can make a big difference. Children often act as interpreters for their families, but this isn't ideal. It can put too much pressure on kids and lead to misunderstandings. Organizations should provide professional interpreters so children can focus on being kids. If you're asked to have your child interpret, you can request a trained interpreter instead. Older adults may face extra challenges with language barriers, especially if they have limited literacy or health issues. Organizations should be patient and provide extra support, such as easy-to-read materials or in-person interpreters. Family members can help, but professional assistance is best for important matters. Let's see how language access supports inclusion. Language access is about more than just words, it's about belonging. When people can communicate, they feel included and valued. This leads to stronger communities, better relationships, and greater participation in civic life. Language access is a key part of building inclusive societies where everyone has a voice. Businesses benefit from language access, too. By offering services in multiple languages, companies can reach more customers and provide better support. This leads to higher customer satisfaction and loyalty. In today's global economy, language access is a smart investment for any business. If you want to improve language access in your community, start by raising awareness. Share information with friends, family, and local organizations. Attend public meetings and speak up about the need for language services. You can also join advocacy groups or volunteer to help others navigate language barriers. Every voice counts in making services more accessible. Many organizations and government agencies offer resources to help with language access. These include hotlines, websites, and printed guides in multiple languages. Community centers, libraries, and advocacy groups can also provide support. If you're not sure where to start, ask a trusted organization for guidance. As our world becomes more connected, language access will only grow in importance. Advances in technology, greater cultural awareness, and stronger laws will help break down language barriers. By working together, we can create a future where everyone can communicate and participate fully, no matter what language they speak. Let's recap what we've learned. Language access ensures everyone can understand and participate in important conversations. It's a legal right in many places and benefits individuals, organizations, and communities. There are many ways to request language assistance, and organizations have a responsibility to provide it. By working together, we can make sure language is never a barrier to opportunity or inclusion. Now that you understand language access, take action in your own life. If you need help, don't hesitate to ask for it. If you work in an organization, make sure language services are available and easy to use. Share what you've learned with others and help build a more inclusive community. Every step counts toward breaking down language barriers. If you want to learn more about language access, check out resources from local government agencies, community organizations, and advocacy groups. Many offer free guides, workshops, and support services. Staying informed is the first step to making a difference for yourself and others. Language access is about empowerment. It gives people the tools they need to understand, participate, and thrive in society. By supporting language access, we create stronger, more inclusive communities where everyone's voice is heard. Remember, language should never be a barrier to opportunity. Thank you for joining us on this important journey.